Hey, good evening, everyone. It's your weirdo buddy, Lucas. Anyways, all jokes aside, just playing. Just kidding. So it's been a few weeks since I posted a video outside of the interview with Mike from Theraminus, whom is playing Saturday night at Good Spirits. So if you're in the Salt Lake area, happen to see this, go check him out. Really good band. So I had a pretty busy couple weeks. It's really, it just amazes me. So my first full moon intention ceremony actually came true this last full moon that we had. Or sorry, keep saying full, new moon, about 3 or 4 weeks back. And within like an hour after I did the ritual, like things started coming into play really quick. And it was based upon bringing forth a solid community in the music scene in Salt Lake City. I mean, and not just bringing forth, but like being a big piece of that, like, see, because I have this gift, people would call it, to be able to like tune in, suit up, show up, do things that are uncomfortable, and like come out on top, successful. One instance, last night, a buddy of mine who has an auto body shop, we're working on a Chevy Super Sport. I think it was a 57, I'm not sure. Anyways, I suck at cars. Anyways, he needed a pinstripe done, and it's on decal. It's not like the liquid pinstripe, so it wasn't that extravagant, that fancy schmancy, but I did have 3 stripes to put along the whole car, and a lot of it, like the most hard part was doing the wheel wells and the front and rear bumpers, because they're contour around the edge, and there was 3 pinstripes, you know, small, medium, and larger. And so I had to basically take it off the masking and pull it out and stretch it and eyeball every piece, and it came out really well. And there was a couple of mess ups, but it was only because, one thing, we're in a garage that wasn't fully heated, so one of the decals broke, and I had to basically, instead of patching it in, because that's the most unprofessional way to do decal, I had to take the whole thing off and redo it. No seams, going seamless so it doesn't look cheesy, you know. And I've never done a project like that, so I've been really like in my chi, I guess you can say, you could call it, like doing something different and not knowing, you know, how, just trying stuff without like letting my mind fuck me up and talk me out of it or whatever, you know. I have to do a lot of that to stay at my job I'm at, because I do a lot of miscellaneous stuff and things that so other people don't have to, you know. And I have to learn how to, you know, because right now my thing is washing trucks and detailing a lot, and I'm doing pretty good at it, but it's another thing I wasn't sure I'd be good at. I love cleaning, so But anyways, a couple weeks ago, I did the new moon ritual, and it started to happen within like an hour, no doubt. I get a text from a buddy who plays in a successful punk band, or who did, and they played a great show that Saturday and broke up the same night. Like, the 4 guys left the one guy, and the main guy who invested his money in like merchandise and stuff for the band to sell, kind of had the idea of keeping the name and starting a new band. And so there was this big thing about it, you know, of course. And he has a show that had already been booked for 3 months, and they only have 1 week from the time they broke up for him to, like, I guess he could have found like a fill-in band to fill in for Cargo Cult. That's the band's name. Instead, he wanted to play it because he felt obligated to, because he had set up the show. Which I kind of get, but so that gave us, the show was on Friday, we started rehearsals on Monday, so that gave us 4 days to run through 3 of their songs and not have it sound the same, because it was just different dynamic. He got another guitar player and me and him, and he decided he wanted to do vocal, you know, he's going to cover vocals. Well, he has a Russian accent, so the vocals were really wonky. The music was subpar, not like they would usually play it, because, you know, 5 guys versus 3 guys. But I told him, yeah, I'll put in the time and effort, but I'll only do it for the show. This is just to help you out, you know. And plus, it's a good experience for me. I knew I was kind of going out of my range of what I like to do musically, and that it was going to be subpar compared to what the original band sounded like. So when you got fans come to see Cargo Cult and it's totally different, you know, I put myself, and I think I did it on purpose, just to see how I could handle the tension. I knew there was going to be tension between my friends from the Cargo Cult band who left the one member, and seemed like they were just really concerned after it happened. Of course, their old drummer talked shit about it. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good, and it definitely didn't compare to what they usually sound like with the original members. But like, again, I told him I'd do it just to save face for him, because he had to deal with the owner of the bar or whatever, and also to have the experience. I did get paid a little bit of money, and, you know, that's just the bonus, because the experience is what it's all about. And it's funny, so to make the experience even more awkward, instead of sitting up where the normal drum kit would sit, they got the drummers on like a higher pedestal. I wanted to sit on the main floor in between my 2 players, you know, and so that kind of irked the sound guy, because he had to move all the drum mics down to the main floor on the stage rather than so yeah, I might have looked like a jackass, but, you know, I think those are times that I thrive, when I'm able to, you know, I'm right where I'm supposed to be, but I know I'm gonna get judged. So yeah, those types of moments where, you know, you just gotta do it just to have the experience, and then learn from it if it's a bad one, or fortunately enough, it hasn't been a bad one. You know, we did the show, and then the next day he talked to me about joining the band, and he had a vision of what the music was going to be like, and it wasn't going to be anything like what the original Cargo Cult was, which was punk. And I asked him what name it was going to be under, and he said Cargo Cult for a while, and I told him I wasn't comfortable with that, because people are expecting those other guys to be in there, not us playing whatever the hell we had rendition together from what they wrote. And he explained to me, well, I got a couple of grand in merchandise I like to get rid of instead of having to eat it. So it was more like looking at a business standpoint, and I was looking at a more of a morale slash yeah, it was more like a morale thing for me, because I know if we would have wrote and continued to go under that name, that we would probably get less people, because people like the original Cargo Cult, and I think it just would have been a shit show. So I turned down the offer to do that. Plus, check this out. Last Friday, I rehearsed with the singer from Wicked Temple and his wife, because she wants to do an 80s, 90s. It sounds like it's coming in a 2000s cover band as well. We might have stick with those 3 decades and do cover songs, which I've never been for, but recognizing and being in enough projects to where I know how much a band who plays originals gets paid versus how much a band who plays covers gets paid, and it's a pretty big difference. So and plus my buddy's wife, Kylie, she's like, I need to sing, because she's great at karaoke. So we met up Friday and went over a old Dawkins song, believe it or not, Into the Fire, and Green Day's 16, which is off, I think, their very first album. So it's like their first edition Green Day. And Joe and Jet, I Want to Be Your Dog. And Nirvana's, I can't remember which. Shit, I don't remember the song. And see, that's what type of player I am, though. I kind of wing everything. I never really know what's what, but I can pull it off, and because it's like natural, I guess. And like when I get up in my head and try to remember things, I know that this head, when I get too stuck in my brain, I don't end up doing very well, it seems like. So from my past experience, I keep on going just with my heart, my intuition, and try to keep the brain off the charts, because it seems like I just don't do as well, and I want to do well in life and whatever I end up doing. Next step, probably a new set of wheels. That's what I'm going to be manifesting this next month or so. Something I can stretch out in, because really my knees and my body are starting to not like being crammed up for, a few hours of sleep at night. So that's the next thing for me. I'm stoked for the new band project. Louisa came back from Florida, so Creative Chaos. I think the video before this is one of our last jam rehearsals that happened Saturday. It's pretty cool. Also went on a bar crawl or whatever Saturday for one of our friends' birthday. I didn't really drink much, because Friday night after rehearsal went to a party and I ate some old ass pizza, and I think I got food poisoning that night, because when I woke up in my car, I was just projectiling pizza everywhere on the street. It was crazy. And I felt like I had drank a lot, but I think I only did like 2 shots of whiskey and maybe 2 beers, and I didn't feel messed up. But when I woke up, I felt like shit. Didn't shake it until 1 o'clock, but helped a buddy get rid of some drums, and it was really easy, because I know a spot where a few people practice where you could just put drums in the hallway and people will take them, no matter what they look like, if they had to be refurbished, anything. Instrument-wise, people take over there, try to use it, or fix it and use it. So, did that, and went and jammed with Louisa for Creative Chaos, and that was a blast. Met up at one of the bars with the crew. Hit 3 out of the 4 bars. I missed the first one due to rehearsal, but it was well worth it. Didn't drink a lot that night either. I was still like kind of recuperating from the sickness that morning, but I hung out till 1:30. Then my friends who live in Harriman requested that I drive down to their house and stay the night, so I wouldn't have to sleep in the car, which is very generous of them. Of course, I did have to drive up there, which is not a bad drive. It's 1:30 in the morning, but you know, got up there and had a good night's sleep. They made me a big breakfast. We hung out, talked, and just new things are progressing, new ideas. The creativity is all here, you know. You know, I've kind of just been more aware of where my spirit's at, my true spirit lately, and I don't put myself in the places that I normally would. I mean, and you know, I feel like I can go to damn near anywhere. Well, maybe not. You know, it's one thing when you have your angels looking over you and guiding you, but if you don't take that guide and you get yourself somewhere you don't want to be or didn't mean to go, because you weren't following your intuition and you're following your fucking ego or your headspace, I like to call it. See, I try to keep the head full of space, because when shit gets in there, that's when it just doesn't feel or seem like that great for me. So I have to keep in connect with my intuitive guides, my angels that I am connected with, because they also show me the windows of opportunity, that where if I'm in a situation, I'm stuck in my head and I'm missing out on an opportunity because I'm just so stuck on one particular thing about the situation at hand, and not see the opportunity for a level up for what I'm trying to do with my music career, as far as being like, you know, it's kind of like I can be a fill-in drummer for a lot of different bands, and learn music really quick and be able to pull stuff off at the drop of a dime, it seems like. Anything that I've practiced a lot at, anything that I have interest in, I usually do really well. You know, when I look around, I think about some of the stuff that my close friends are going through, and I recognize the difficult situations, emotions, or depression. It's all like watching people go through bad karma really sucks, because you know, you can comfort and be there for someone, but initially there's nothing one person can do about it, because they've already written that page, you know. And there's always a reaction to every action we make. So, you know, it's I feel like most people get really just distracted and just get into ego, get into their headspace and act stupid and make really bad decisions. And I mean, by all means, I'm not perfect, but I can tell you what, when I am like in tune and willing to follow through with whatever my guides tell me I need to do, it's really a good thing. No matter what my headspace might come into play when I'm like going by intuition, my headspace will fuck with me. It's almost like God and the devil, even though devil's not really bad, but devil, the idea, the darkness, the devil is very confusing though, and the energy is very different, and it's very depressing. It just came to me. Think about the feelings when I'm, anyway, so that's what it feels like in MySpace. MySpace.com, just joking, so old. Feels like my headspace is the devil, or the darkness, or I don't know. And my heart's connected to my intuition, which always is safeguarded, no matter what I'm doing, as long as it's in alignment. Safeguarded through my journeys. Intention is huge, but it's not everything. Because I've found out for myself that I can have the best intentions for myself and, make all the right moves to make something happen or be a part of something, and can totally backfire. That's why they call it the game of life and chance, But what else would we do but find things to do, be creative? That's what I like to do anyways. But I like to keep it coming from the spirit rather than like my programming. The programming station is right here. But the heart doesn't know that. It's a whole different. The brain tells it, but it doesn't technically know it on its own. If that makes any sense. See, it's great. I get these epiphanies when I'm doing these videos because I know I've probably been shadow banned, and not a lot of people are like, a lot of the public ain't gonna come across this. That's okay. That's okay. It's really not about trying to make money off something or trying to get as many followers or subscribers or likes or anything like that. It's pure therapy for this guy. And it's kind of like a conscious talk with my head, I kind of like to lay down the law when it comes to my brain. And I do it through the video because as I'm talking about this, my brain's hearing and understanding that, hey, okay, I will chill out and give you your peace. It's so nice being able to do that. But it has been a long 48 hours because I worked all day yesterday, of course, and then drove right up to my buddy's shop and spent about 5 hours between bullshitting and working on that pinstripe. And he wasn't thinking that I was going to want to do the whole thing last night, but I was like, I drove like 25 miles, might as well get her all done. That way you're not expecting me tomorrow to come back over in case I don't feel up to it. I like when I'm given a task like at work, I like to I'm like, I was doing this, but I can't. If there's a request and go ahead and do this real quick and then come back, you know. Drop what I'm doing and do a different job. It's not like a huge deal. It's kind of something I'm good at. Multitasking I'm really good at. I'm very blessed to be able to multitask like I do, and I think that's when I probably wear out my brain, so that way when I'm off work I'm not doing stupid shit, because my brain's already tired, but my my connection is all eternal, all everlasting. That's always there. So yeah, I made the big dive with playing the one show with Cargo Cult. I was told that if I stayed in that band, it would have been social suicide, and I truly believe that's what it would have been, and that's something I don't need right now. I don't need to be in a band like under a name that just isn't what we are, you know. Can't do that. The vision he had was really cool, but I'm just like, I can't do that. My friends who were in the band, the 4 guys that quit, they were worried I was gonna stay, but be in the band, and I was like, no, I just did it to help him out for that one show. He's gonna cancel the rest of the shows after that and regroup and do whatever he's, put forth to do for a new project. So that was kind of like a big deal, because I knew their drummer was a little upset about it. So I ended up going to his house that Friday night, where I got food poisoning off pizza. And instead of like avoiding him, I went straight to his house, came in with a couple of my friends, gave him a hug, chit chat, and he seemed a little bit uptight. And then he asked me, well, are you gonna be in the band now, from now on? Or I was like, no, that was just for that show. And then he seemed to be more relaxed and was like worried about it. I don't, I've been in bands, I've had to leave bands, right? Like, I don't think I've ever been kicked out of a band. I think I've left a lot of things for personal reasons. Usually when it comes to bands, it's for personal reasons. In the process of drawing boundaries with people, that goes hand in hand big time with band members, because you don't want to spend a third of your time with people that bring down your energy and make you feel like crap after you hang out with them and play music. Nobody wants that. That's not what I'm here for. So it was cool last Friday having that practice. I didn't think it was going to happen, because I ended up waiting outside for like 45 minutes for either one of the band members to come open up the door, because it's a secured building. And 45 minutes, and I was about ready to say fuck this, but something was up, I could tell, so I just hung out and waited. Finally, my other friend Michael, he's actually in the band too. He's going to be the bass player once we get solidified with the vocals, drums, and guitar. We're going to bring our other 2 players in. So he showed up, he let me in, and I texted both of them, I'm out on your balcony smoking a joint, come join me. And I guess they were fighting about something. Finally, I went into the jam room and held up a joint and said, this is going to help you guys, whatever you guys are going through right now. I don't know. This is going to help so we can refocus and get back to these songs. And she was worried about not having backing tracks. I'm like, you're going to have live backing tracks, so we're going to be playing the fucking song. The songs aren't hard, easy to remember, for me at least. And we played through them, and her confidence went up. She's like, okay, I can do this. She goes, this is even better. And I'm like, live music is always better. So yeah, I was able to kind of kick back, hold some space for some people, be patient. Patient has been a huge thing with me, and I'm getting really good at it. You know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I am. I'm getting really good at it. And there we go. Plug this in. And it's almost like lately I've been doing showing up and doing a lot of activities and being present in the moment. And on my downtime, like say, I think it was like Tuesday. I think it was probably Tuesday. I was really fucking bored, but I was tired at the same time. I kind of started getting a little bit of a bad attitude, and I had to do a gratitude prayer for myself because I am very grateful, and I do have a lot of cool stuff happening in my life on the weekends. You know, you spend the majority of your life at work, you know, and you get like Friday around 6 o'clock, I get a little antsy and I want to go out and hang out with my bros and listen to music, go play music. I mean, that's my thing. That's what I like to do. And the way I live and how I live and when I go to bed makes it impossible for me to watch TV like I used to. Watch movies and such, you know. Like last night I tried to watch a series I've been watching for the past month. It's called Twins. It's on Tubi. It's really funny. Like I went to sleep probably 2 minutes into it, left it playing all night, fucking killed my phone. I was like, wow, what a travesty. Nah, I just played. But yeah, so, oh no. We got Battle of the Bands tomorrow night. Willow's playing. Wicked Temple, my boys from Wicked Temple, they're playing first at 7 o'clock at the Pearl of Maine. Tickets are $25 at the door. Starts at 6, or music starts at 7, opens at 6. Gonna hit that up, hang out with all the fellers. Watch these bands, see who wins. There's 4 bands playing. It's gonna be a good time, I think. And most likely Saturday rehearsal with Louisa for Creative Chaos. That project's we're just kind of jamming still, but we got a lot of good material, which I do share. As if anybody hasn't seen any of my videos besides this one, check back the older stuff. I put out a lot more music now than I do talks or whatever. It's kind of what I've been focused on the most, is trying to get the zombie drummer where he needs to get, a place of stable finances, things like that. And I really trust it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of keeping my focus on that and not giving up. It's always about suit up and show up. Oh, also, Cruiser Saloon, Big Cars playing Saturday night. Starts at 9 till I think 1 o'clock. They play a whole 4 hours. Great cover band. Played with those cats a couple times. Really good dudes, easy to jam with, and fun to be around. So if you're looking for something to do, it's a good spot to go. They are marijuana friendly, so that's always a plus in my book. So yeah, I'm just gonna take it easy, work through tomorrow, and it always seems around 6 o'clock Fridays. I'm like, let's go do something. Let's go something. So it'll be good. Right now, though, I feel like I'm gonna go to sleep. I took my meds today, and they were really freaking good. And plus, all the tiredness is catching up, so. But topic-wise, I don't know. I think opportunities arise learn about your intuition, what it does, what it can do, how to utilize it, how to listen, how to, first thing is trying to figure out what your intuition is telling you half the time, That's the battle, and then deciding whether you want to take the path that's going to give you more than one gift, or do you want to take the path that might not give you shit. And from my experience, connection with intuition hasn't done me wrong. We are all gods and goddesses. We are all able to do the unexplainable. Potential is like crazy, but I think what a lot of people struggle with is just the headspace. Put space in there, not, you can think of an idea and transfer it right here, and then it'll blossom how it needs to go, always, when linked with intuition. Intuition will show you when to bring up boundaries with people, places, and things a lot of the time. And I find that, I don't have to suffer. When I stay out of my head, the suffering stops. Because I got too much programming, I got too much of the past up there. And right here is living in the now. So when I'm in connection with that, I always make better decisions for the now. And it actually domino effects into sometimes the next week. The decisions I'm making now are affecting me days down the road. So it's, and I think a lot of people don't realize that, but I've tested the theory tons of times, and it's so damn true. It's so crazy. But knowing that, see, these are like the little tricks that people are wanting to know, and hopefully they come across or get guided to know how to utilize our full potential as spirits, not just humans. So yeah, utilize your full potential if you can. Tap into that intuition. If you don't, you'll be wishing that you did most of the time. So as always, namaste to you, because the weirdness in me uplifts and raises the weirdness in you. Have a great night. Have a safe weekend. Do good things. Help people if you got a chance to. Be in the moment. Make the moment. Yeah, that's what it's about.